Welcome to Life, Passion and Business, and this is one of my podcast shorts. My name is Paul Harvey and this is Life, Passion and Business. We're about helping you explore, finding your passion for life and the work that you do. But it's so much more than that. It's about finding clues to the big life questions. What does it mean to be successful? What is the meaning of life? If you're looking for more, then join me on this journey where together we will discover through interviews, tools and tips how to live life full of meaning, passion and purpose. Hello, happy Sunday. My name is Paul Harvey and I am your host at Life, Passion and Business. I have decided to do some Sunday specials for you, and they will be recorded as Facebook Lives on the Life, Passion and Business page and then processed into audio so they can be shared here. And here is the first one today. But so what I realise I need to do is I need to make sure that this podcast now has a better pattern and a more regular pattern. So I'm going to commit to doing a Sunday broadcast every Sunday, and this may be on Facebook or it may end up directly on the podcast. I don't know, still exploring what we're to do with that one. So what is it about today? What I want to talk to you about today is a recognition of what I'm starting to see about the world, and it has in some ways been brought to my attention, or focused if you like, by doing the event, by the realization that one of the reasons I think people are struggling at the moment is because this lockdown process is forcing us to evaluate where we are, what we have, what we do, why we do these things. And when you start stripping that stuff back, it actually comes back to this conversation of meaning. Like, what is it for? Why are we doing this stuff? I mean, in its simplest terms, all we really need for a successful life is somewhere to stay and live, some way and means of getting sustenance and food and water. Living needs to provide heat. There needs to be heat or some form of warmth or clothing to keep us warm, and companionship of people around us. Those are all we actually need, and everything else is just dressing on the top. And that's for the human. That's for maintaining this body, this thing, this animal that lives here. Of course, we need a bit more than that, because we need to maintain this bit, the head. The head, you know, it's that bit of us that needs something more. And I think that's where people are starting to scream and struggle with this, because they've got to find what that something more is. And everyone has their way of dealing with the something more. So some of it is distraction, and I'll be the first person to say I end up getting caught in my news feed or getting caught in something which distracts me away from these thoughts of what the hell is it all about. And it might be, some people might be drink, or drugs, or an addiction of some sort to get away from that feeling of like, what's it all about? Others, it might be binge watching TV. For my son, it's gaming. Gaming is his total thing. But even he is starting to struggle with this thing of constant gaming, and of like, is this it? He's in transition between one education and another, and it's unknown what that means for him at the moment. And I guess a lot of us are in that transition. Many people are sitting at home waiting for it to be safe to go back out again, and to go back into the world and do what? And it is interesting, isn't it? Like, so how do we get there? How do we get somewhere where, how do we as a race, as humanity, get there? And I don't have the answers, and I don't think I can have the answers. That's what the thing is about for me. I don't think any one person can have the answers for anyone else. I think we've all got to establish the answer for ourselves. So that's what the podcast does for me. It brings me in contact with people, and I can ask these questions of them, and I can hear and discover their solution or their ideas. And in some ways that feeds mine, but it also allows me to pass that message on. And in a way, that's how I get fed. I get fed by the idea of passing this story on and of supporting people to move forward. That's always been my thing. I guess when I feel that there is purpose is when I'm doing something which creates something or makes something. So food for me is a big thing. I'm happy to cook for hours or make things, and I'm happy to do that because I enjoy the process. Well, I enjoy it for myself. I cook for myself. My family always say, "Oh, thank you for cooking this meal." No, I don't do it for them. I do, but I also do it for me. I enjoy cooking. And I enjoy the process of getting there and the journey towards the final meal. So that's one of my things. But I also enjoy pottering around in the garage or making something or pottering around in the garden. And that probably is about being in flow. Finding something that I can commit long enough to and distract that part of my brain that keeps going, what's it all about? What's it for? What's the meaning? Because that's the thing. There probably isn't any meaning to any of it. We are animals after all. Our role is to be here, reproduce and die. And it's only us that kind of has to fill the gap with something meaningful. And in terms of that, for me, meaningful means helping someone do something, helping, supporting people to do something. So in some ways, I mean, me planting vegetables in my garden feels like me giving back to the earth. It feels like me giving back to, well, I'm building for my future. I'm building a little bit of resilience in. All right, a few carrots in my garden ain't gonna make a difference, but it makes me feel good that I'm doing that. I'm trying to encourage my son actually to find some creative pursuit outside of gaming, because I think constant consumption, while it actually feeds the brain the dopamine it's looking for, I'm not sure the constant consumption really feeds us. It doesn't have the same reward as creation. And that's what I'm beginning to realize. The more we can create, the more we can do in terms of creation. Well, for me, the more I create, the better I feel about something. And it feels like I have done something useful when I create stuff. It was a friend's birthday this week and I made cakes for them. And we ended up delivering cakes for them. And it was a nice feeling to make them feel good by delivering cakes. Yeah, that's probably where I am today. So I'm just curious, what is it you're struggling with? What is it that you are working with at the moment in this period of lockdown? I mean, it is a great opportunity to go inside and decide these things for yourself. What is important for you? And if there's one thing that the event we did over the last week, 2 weeks ago now, the event was, one of the great things came out of that is that every one of the speakers was talking along the same lines, is that it is about what you need and the stories that you tell yourself what you need and how you react to the input that you get on the outside and what you do with that. This has felt a bit like a rambly conversation today. But it's a Sunday reflection. It is where I'm at the moment. I'm recognizing that people in the world at the moment are having to question, what is it all for? And I guess I'll pose that question to you. What is it all for you? Because answering that question will determine how you move forward once this thing has finished. I think that's enough today. I am probably going to be rambling if I go any further. So it's been a nice conversation. Thank you for the technology that allows me to do this. All the best. Have a great Sunday.